This God form has consumption of food for hunger. Witnesses myself, I'm hungry, but there are many who know that I eat. I'm hungry anyway because if you're not myself and you're in alive, it causes me to be hungry. I didn't know that at the first plate of food in front of me, but I did have hunger because I was doing things for food access because there were people around myself, but I shouldn't have to. If I was alone in my house, I would want to see what kind of food I have when I'm alone, but I've never been alone in my house, and I don't know how you know where I am. I died that way. After 45 years of continuous alive, I died with that. I didn't know how you knew who I am or where I am because you didn't know where I was or who I was when I was homeless, except that you hurt me when I was homeless. Why would you hurt somebody who's homeless, who gave up the properties in dispute? You have that problem that has arisen during my lifetime with myself. And this God form is not really God to you that way because it has hunger, means it's in a debt, and you don't know what the debt is specifically when you are an individual who approaches myself, who talks to myself. And if you talk to me about myself, you're really talking to me about what makes it possible for me to be near yourself. And that's not true, that I'm near yourself. You shouldn't speak to me because you don't have deceased in the threatening. I am deceased, and it doesn't get any better than that for me. You're one way, like a debt to myself when you talk to myself, and I'm not interested in what you have to say to me. But I do sometimes listen to what you say to one another if it was something like what I see on TV. Why is it so dangerous? I actually don't think you afford the television because you don't really walk correctly and you don't die. You don't walk where you need to be, you don't speak correctly, and you don't die. And you don't afford the television is the threat that I would see what is wrong with you on TV. You won't stay away from my TV. And then you get angry and escalated right in my presence about talking to me about myself, and I am not in dispute. You don't even know that you're doing that wrong to myself. This God form is not a God form to you. It's hungry. And you don't even find that alarming and try to solve your own death. It's an unclean death. You have to say that to yourself. You have an unclean death. And when you die alone. You don't say, God form, you and I have unclean deaths because I have an unclean death. You have one. You're in it with me. Oh, no, I'm not in it with you. And I don't have to say that ever. If you have an unclean death, you're alone when you die. Nobody knows where you are. You say really bizarre to me. Now I'm in the money the wrong way. I don't have any keys or banking. Why not? I'm the king. Maybe you don't have keys in banking. Maybe that's how that all started. And you say really very bad speech offending to myself and around myself to one another because you have break and enter keys. You threatened the glass windows and got keys. And you don't tell people that you materialized your keys and you owed them to somebody else and you kept them and used them for yourself. You're so far in the wrong. You're not due to speak to myself. Why aren't you just locked out of the interest of talking to myself about what's wrong with you? Because you're so far in the wrong, there's nothing to say to me. Ooh, you talk to me about myself like you have now in it. I don't have now. I'm deceased. There's no such thing as that. And you put me through so much hurt. Are you proud that you can say that you hurt somebody who loved themselves, who had no debt? I should have been elsewhere. You can afford to be near me. I can't afford to be near you, is what you think. You're really far in the wrong. I don't want to be your God form. I never told anybody. I put it on YouTube, and there's really nobody making this video but me. And there's someone in the next room who would never pay for it. It's his YouTube. He didn't give me my own YouTube. I don't know how to... What is a YouTube channel? This is Charles Toe YouTube channel. Yeah, and I don't know how to do that.